I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. And this is an exclusive Patreon only membership videos where you will get some interesting takes on Vedic astrology, some interesting learning on Vedic astrology, which I can usually will not upload on general YouTube platform. Connect with me on Patreon and we will grow, and I will give you much more deep insights on Vedic astrology, and lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Let's talk a bit about what is happening with Gemini zodiac sign. I did upload a video, and you can watch the video if you want to watch what has happened, what's wrong with Gemini. And when I talk about Gemini, mostly I'm talking about Gemini moon sign. Because when moon is in Gemini, since 2020, Saturn, once it made its move in Capricorn, started Ashtam Dhaiya for Mithun Rashi, the Gemini zodiac sign. And a lot of people also expressed that in spite of they not having a Gemini zodiac, Gemini moon sign, still from the areas associated with Gemini in your horoscope, the 8th Saturn started showing lot of restrictions, lot of problems, and kind of Gemini and Capricorn were two zodiac signs that were influenced the most, and I will say mostly negatively during this transit of Saturn, in spite of Saturn being in its own zodiac sign. Now, why? The primary reason was that 8th house from Moon, or say if you keep Gemini as ascendant, 8th house from Gemini talks about problems, difficulties. It talks about situations that are adverse. It talks about a test of strength when you have to face the hurdle, because 8th house is 6th from 3rd. So it is the difficulties which your courage has to face, which tests your capabilities, which defines you. And this has the potential to destroy you from within and create a new version of you. That is why this house is called House of Transformation. And 8th house is also 3rd from 6th. It is actually the strength of your obstacles, the strength of your enemies. But once you face all that strength and once you are taking these things head on, is when you become more and more successful. And obviously, not everybody will become successful. Some will, some will not, depending upon your own personal horoscope. And now from January 2023, Saturn starts its journey, crossing the 8th house, moving into the 9th house, and therefore bringing in lot of relief for Gemini moon sign, mostly, but also for people who have issues from Gemini's part of their life. Now, how to read that? See your horoscope, find out which house, which bhava is controlled by Gemini zodiac sign, whether it is 4th, 7th, 9th, 8th, depending upon what that bhava represent. That part of life will see lot of progress. Positive scope is seen after Saturn will make its move to Aquarius zodiac sign. And Gemini, once for all, will be free from the Ashtamadhyaya, the 8th Saturn, for next 27 years. It is definitely a life-changing event for that particular zodiac sign ruled by Buddha, Mercury. And on 17th of January 2023, when Saturn makes its move to Aquarius, it becomes the dharma of Mithuna, the dharma of Gemini. The fate, the destiny, the divinity is now taken over by the planet of karma, Saturn, in the dharma house. So, kind of this becomes dharma, karma, Raj Yoga. And Gemini will experience some of the most beautiful phase from January onwards, because if you observe, the Dharma Lord Jupiter will be in the house of Karma, Pisces. Obviously, till April, and after that, Jupiter will move in Aries. But Karma Lord will be in the Dharma. So it's a samanjasya of Dharma and Karma. That means it's a synchronicity between the Dharma, the righteousness, and Karma, the action. That means lot of corrective measures will happen from January to April, and then for the next 2.5 years, you will see growth will come, a Saturnian growth will come, but with lot of test, lot of understanding, lot of positive energy, and you will see a path of progress. Ninth house Saturn defines that you will get a strict guru. You will have to follow the path of discipline. People who want to move to a different country will now see their movement will happen. People who want to change their destiny will have to work hard, but their karma will result into fruits. Aquarius is natural 11th house. Your efforts will bring fruits. Now, if I go to the Kal Purush, the natural zodiac belt, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius forms the inverted triangle, the Kama Trikona, the trine of desire and desire fulfillment. So, yes, don't expect that as soon as the Ashtamadhyaya is over, you will be free and instant desire fulfillment will happen like Maggie 2-minute noodle. No, it's Saturn. It will release you first, give you a bit of relief. With restrictive resources, you will have to manage and you will have to create a future, and then slowly, day after day, month after month, year upon year, for the next 24 months, it's a continuous progression. It's a continuous cycle which will result into a big life change once you look back after a couple of years. To understand 2023 and 2024 in perspective, obviously I'm being very generic here, I'm just touching the top layer of the planetary transit, but this may be also helpful to you. Ketu will be throughout the year in the sign of Libra. Now, if you're a Gemini moon, try to see what's happening in the trine. Moon, Ketu, and Saturn is forming a trine. What is one area which will be impacted slightly negatively? It is the emotional state, the family bond. That is one area where you will have to be very, very careful, especially in matters related to love and romance. Because you may be asked to follow your dharma, follow the right path, and go against your wish. You may have to take tough decisions that shows your true mental strength, but that will demand sacrifice. But because Saturn is in ninth from the moon, and it is in its Mool Trikona zodiac sign, whatever action Saturn will take for you will be towards your own destiny making, towards your own success, and it will give you divine presence. But because Moon, Ketu, and Saturn are making trine, this gives you a lot of vairagya, lot of detachment. It gives you a sense where you won't feel who you as you. You will feel yourself as a different person. It's a transition from immaturity to maturity, especially if you're a young person. And for people who are elderly, who are like above 50, above 60, this is going to be an experience, a spiritual experience, an experience that churns the stomach and brings the Amrit out. It can break the rigid into multiple parts, and it can allow different pearl to, to join by a string and form a precious garland. That is the power of this ninth Navamashani. That is the power when the Saturn releases its grip over your moon. And if you are if you want to see Gemini as a zodiac sign, forget about moon. Obviously, the control will be less. But imagine Gemini, and then fifth from Gemini is Ketu, and ninth is Shani. It talks about forget about the productivity of Gemini. Do the karma. Do what is right for Gemini part of your life, and you will see positive results coming your way. But if you try to experiment, if you try to not see the consequence but take an immediate action, because Rahu will be in Aries, right? If you become greedy, if you try to explore your power beyond where you should, if you try to tread into I will say the territory where you should not go, it can be spiritual, it can be material. Then Saturn's third aspect on Rahu and Saturn's 10th aspect on your 6th house is going to create hurdles for you. And the first area where it will hit you is finance. Job security will become a problem here. Business will stop giving you right output because 6th and then 6th from 6th for Gemini, I repeat, 6th is Scorpio and 6th from 6th is Aries. Both Martian zodiac sign will now come under direct control of Saturn through aspect. And not only that, from Aquarius, Saturn aspects Leo, your third house, your initiatives. Now you try to see how many Upache houses are there, the houses that are considered to give you wealth, give you job, give you finance, to run your business. It's 3, 6, 10 and 11. Third house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house. Out of these 4 Upachaya houses responsible for revenue generation, responsible for your job, responsible for your career, responsible for your livelihood, 3 will come under direct aspect of Shani. 10th house always have Saturn energy. Now you talk. Now you see. One wrong move. Follow the path of adharma. And Saturn will simply stop your upchaya. It will create a struggle for finance. But follow the path of dharma, and with dharma, I mean the right path. The right thing to do at the right time. It may be against your wish. Say for example, you may hate spending time at home because you are a workaholic, but your home needs your presence. You may not like doing a 9 to 5 job, and you may want to become a guitarist, you may want to become a singer, but your family needs that support. Sometimes you may have to do that small sacrifices. I'm not saying that your wishes will not be fulfilled, but it will demand sacrifices. It is also time when people who do not have a career from a very long time will also see a new spark in them and they can create career out of nowhere. All you need is a will. A will and wish to work hard will lead you to places. And if you become lazy, if you become complacent, if you are always procrastinating, if you are just thinking of productivity and not doing anything about it, Saturn will simply stop, hit your action, stop, give you more hurdles and take away your income. And you will be like, you don't have money. Now suddenly out of nowhere you have financial issues. You know why? For Gemini, where will the money come from? Who is the family of Gemini? Cancer. Karka Rashi. What is happening with Karka Rashi? Karka Rashi is going under Ashtam Dhaiya. You are free. But now your second house has an Ashtama Shani. Transformation will come through family. Transformation will come in finances. Transformation will come through your food, your personal life. And you may feel that this Saturn in some areas is blessing you completely and your life has become extremely smooth. But in certain area, Saturn is again trying to restrict you, because Saturn always means restrictive growth, growth within limits, growth within boundaries. And if you want to expand, Saturn says first expand your boundary and then flow within the boundary. Don't cross the limit. Expand your limit. Expand the Akasha Tattva so that the other four Tattva can perform within the boundary of Akash Tattva. And especially when you are born with Gemini moon, you will have three nakshatras. One is Mrigashira, one is Punarvasu, one is Ardra. Especially for people who are born with Mrigashira and Ardra, the energy is always dynamic, right? The energy is always chaotic. Especially the Ardra nakshatra. You should pray to Bhagwan Shiva. Praying to Bhagwan Shiva by just chanting Om Namah Shivaya and focusing on the disciplined path of life, maybe following Hatha Yoga, maybe following, even if you're an atheist, if you just fix your sleeping time, waking up time, food timing, and you are there for your family, the near and dear ones, and you are there to do your duty, first perform your duty and you will see your wishes will be fulfilled. Maybe you wanted to become a guitarist, but you have a 9 to 5 job. Saturn will help you perform that 9 to 5 job and still become a guitarist. You ignore your duty, you ignore your dharma, and the entire structure will now go under a domino effect where Saturn will take control of your life and will try to create a negative situation and hurdles and unnecessary boundaries just to stop you. So you will have to respect the dharma of Shani. You will have to. Do you know where the prarabdha of this Shani lies? Which is the area where Saturn will take control completely before it starts showing the aspect? Because first Shani has to understand his prarabdha and then the action will come, right? First the realization of Saturn will happen. So Saturn will take its realizations through your second house. So your food, your words, your presence in your family to near and dear ones, how you save your wealth, whether you are saving for a rainy day, how you feel secured, is how Saturn will define the hurdles, the problems, or he wants to give you progress and success. And if you respect all this, you will see that Saturn will, remember, in Kali Yuga, Saturn is the kingmaker. He is the one who can place a person in the lowest rung of the society and can make him a king. All you have to do is understand that discipline, right path, inclusivity, continuous effort, hard work is part and parcel of this mortal realm called Mrityu Loka. And now for Gemini, this message becomes more and more prominent. Every couple of years, every 3 years, this realization happens for one particular zodiac. Right now it's you. Next in line will be Cancer. Then it will be for Leo. Then it will be for Virgo and so on. That's how Saturn changes the Yuga. Every 30 years there is a generation gap. And how will Saturn create a generation gap? Like this, altering the consciousness. It is a cycle where Saturn is continuously trying to churn the ocean. Some will gain, some will lose, some will crib. Totally depends how you take it. You take this as positive, remain optimistic, pray to Narayan, pray to Shanidev, chant Shani Bij Mantra, Neelanjanam Samabhasam, Ravi Putram Yamagrajam, Chaya Martanda Sambhutam, Tam Namami Shanasharam. When you show humbleness, when you show gratitude, dharma rises. You rise through your dharma and dharma will protect you and the universal energy will come to help you. I hope this commentary was helpful to you, especially if you are a Gemini moon sign. Do share your experience for past 2.5 years and what you think about the next couple of years in the comment section, because it will then act as a forum, as a thread of comments where others can come and watch the comments and share all of your experience as a community so that nobody feels left alone. We'll meet you in the next video. Subscribe to my channel, and for consultations, please drop me an email. This is your host Puneet. Namaste.